Hello students, today we are going to look at the topic soil fertility, which is a part of your soil pollution chapter. Okay. Now when we are talking about soil fertility, first thing first, you should understand what is the meaning of soil fertility. Okay. So when I say soil fertility, that means what is the type of soil, okay, and how is the soil, that means what is the type of nutrients that soil is holding, okay, the nutrient holding capacity, and because of that nutrient holding capacity, how is the plant growing in that particular soil, okay, what is the yield of the crop if it is growing in that particular soil, okay, right. So in order to look at soil fertility, we need to first define what soil fertility is. Okay. Now, soil fertility. So, what is soil fertility? So, when I say soil fertility, it is the ability of a soil to sustain plant growth. Okay. It is the ability of a soil to sustain plant growth. Okay. Right. So, if we have to consider that okay, I have a piece of land and I have planted my crops. Okay. Now, if the yield is good and you don't know anything about farming, you just planted the crops and you are cultivating it, okay, right. So if you need to understand what is the fertility of the soil, you need to see how the plant is actually growing in the soil that you have planted the plant in, okay, right. So you need to understand that a fertile soil results in high yield and better quality of plants. So if you are looking at that, the first characteristic is this one that you have to look at, okay, right. If the soil is fertile, if it is having many nutrients in it, okay, which are required for the plant for its growth, then it will give you a high yield and a better quality, okay, obvious, that is very, very obvious. Then you have fertile soil is rich in fundamental elements and minerals and has good aeration, water holding capacity and good texture. Okay, so aeration is required, water retention in that particular soil is required, good texture is required, minerals are required, and these are all the fundamental elements. Okay, right. So minerals, aeration, then water holding capacity and good texture. Okay, so that is also very, very important. So how you feel the soil when you touch it. Okay, so that is basically the texture. Okay. Now, we will see what are the factors which affect the soil fertility. Okay. What are the factors which are affecting the soil fertility? Now, some of the factors are the mineral composition. As we have seen here, a soil needs to have minerals. Okay, right. So, we will look at mineral composition. So, when I say mineral composition, it actually refers to the mineral holding capacity, how the plant is able to retain the nutrients. So, the mineral composition of the soil helps to predict the ability of the soil to retain plant nutrients. So, retention is very, very important when you are looking at mineral composition. Okay, retention of plant nutrients. Okay, then application of proper fertilizers and manure help in enhancing the quality of the soil. So that is very, very obvious. Now fertilizers and manures contain all the required plant nutrients. Okay, so because of which if you add fertilizers and manures to the field, then the yield also will increase. Why is the yield increasing? Because the quality of the soil is increasing. Okay, right? Is that clear? Now, the next factor that we are going to look at is the soil pH. So you know that pH is the negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration in any substance. So in this case, it is the soil. Okay, right? So soil pH helps in maintaining the nutrient availability in the soil of the soil. Okay, so nutrient availability of the soil. Okay, so this is very, very important. So in order when you add fertilizers and manures, the mineral composition is increasing. So when that is happening, the soil is able to maintain its proper pH because the availability of nutrients has increased in the soil. Okay, right? Now the pH range between 5.5 to 7 is optimal for soil fertility. So this should be the pH range. Okay, so it should be between 5.5 to 7. So that is the composition, that is the optimum pH for a soil. Okay, then you have soil texture. So when I say soil texture, the minerals of different sizes are responsible for maintaining the structure of the soil. So whatever minerals are present in the soil, they can be in the small pebbles, they can be in the small clay shoots, or they can be in the form of small rocks. Okay, right? Now, when they are of different sizes, so the structure of them, it is basically responsible for the maintenance of the structure of the soil. Okay, right? So clay soil can retain more nutrients and hence acts as a nutrient reservoir. So clay soil can retain more nutrients. So I just read this again for you. The minerals of different sizes are responsible for maintaining the structure of the soil. Clay soil can retain more nutrients and hence acts as a nutrient reservoir. Okay, so clay soil is the best soil for growth of the plants. Okay, now moving on, you have the organic matter. So when I say organic matter is a source of nitrogen and phosphorus. So organic matter is a source of nitrogen and phosphorus. So nitrogen is coming from the breakdown of proteins in a organic matter, and phosphorus is coming from the degradation of the bones. Okay, right? Now these can be mineralized and made available to the plants. Now when these are present in the soil, the plant can absorb them very effectively. Okay, the plant can absorb them very effectively. Okay, right? Now moving on. Now one of the organic matter which is present or which people use as for improving the nutrient quality in the soil is the biofertilizer. This is an example, and we will just see what is the importance of biofertilizer. Okay, right. Now biofertilizers are important for the following reasons. Biofertilizers improve soil texture and yield of plants. So this is very obvious. Why to use a biofertilizer? Because they are eco-friendly and also they improve the soil texture and yield of the plant. So obviously when the soil texture is improved, say for example, if the soil texture is like a clay soil, then the yield of the plant will also increase. Okay, then they do not allow pathogens to flourish. So very important, biofertilizers, they do not allow the pathogens. Pathogens means disease causing organisms. Okay, so disease causing organisms, they will not allow it. Okay, allow to flourish in the sense they don't allow it to grow in mass numbers. Okay, then they are eco-friendly and cost effective. Okay, so these biofertilizers are very eco-friendly and they are very cheap to obtain. That means they don't damage the environment and also they don't damage the pocket of the farmer who is using them. Okay, then biofertilizers protect the environment from pollutants since they are natural fertilizers. So this is also very important. They protect the environment. Biofertilizers, they protect the environment. Okay, that is from chemical fertilizers. Okay, right? And they are natural. So when they are natural, that means what? They can be easily absorbed back into the system. Okay, that is in the natural system. That is the environment. Okay, then they destroy many harmful substances present in the soil that can cause plant diseases. As I said here, these two points are related. Okay, so they destroy harmful substances present in the soil. So harmful substances here can be living or they can be non-living. Okay, so that is one. Okay, so they destroy many harmful substances present in the soil that can cause plant diseases. So when they cause plant diseases, the yield of the crop is reduced. So when the yield of the crop is reduced, automatically the farmer is at loss. So these biofertilizers will not allow it to happen that way. Okay, then biofertilizers are proved to be effective even under semi-arid conditions. Okay, right? So semi-arid conditions means the supply of nutrients or the supply of water is also very in a limited manner. It's in a limited condition. Okay, so the biofertilizers are very, very effective even in those conditions as well. Okay, right now we will see, we'll just have a recap of this soil fertility. Now soil fertility is the soil fertility refers to the ability of the soil to sustain plant growth. Okay, that is one thing. Then fertile soil results in high yield and better quality of plants, that I already said. Now when we are talking about the fundamental elements which are which make the soil rich in nutrients, is the fundamental elements are minerals, then aeration, water holding capacity and good texture. Then factors affecting soil fertility, first one is the mineral composition, which is actually by the use of fertilizers and manures you can help improve the quality of the soil, that is the mineral composition. Then you have the pH. Okay, so optimum pH is 5.5 to 7. Okay, excuse me. Now then you have the soil texture, that is the clay soil which can retain more nutrients and hence they act as a mineral reservoir. Okay, then you have the organic matter, that is the dead and decaying parts of plants and animals, which are the sources of nitrogen and phosphorus. And then you have an example of organic matter, which is the biofertilizer, which we have seen. Okay, so I hope you have understood soil fertility. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.